What's going on? I decided to make a video. I was thinking about, like this whole human experience and things like that, and how at some point, some of us, you know what I'm saying, we get to this place where we just, we feel like, with life, like, is this it? Is this all there is? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? Who am I? Things like that. And it made me think about this dream that I had years ago. And in this dream, I actually started to lucid dream. I became aware in the dream that I was in fact dreaming. And once I became aware in the dream, it was nighttime. And I remember looking up at the sky and seeing the clouds and seeing the moon moving in between the clouds. So in the dream, when I became aware that I was dreaming, I remember looking up at the sky and I remember saying, like, who am I, And then I asked again, but when I asked again, I asked a little bit more forcefully, like, who am I? And that's when the whole dream, the whole dimension shook like an earthquake. And after it shook, I yelled one more time at the top of my lungs, who am I? And that's when it was almost the best way I could describe it was me turning into a black hole and basically collapsing on myself. I was sucked inside of myself, you know what I'm saying? And when I came out on the other end, I was on a spaceship. And on the spaceship where there were these not tiny, but there were these mounds. Sat these metallic, what looked like at that time soccer balls. They looked like they were made of metal, and there were these inscriptions written on each face, on each side of the shape. And I remember approaching one of the mounds, because there was at least a dozen of them, and I remember approaching one of the mounds to read the inscription. And that's when my eyes became blurry, and then I lost the lucid part of the dream, and I ended up waking up. I later began to study sacred geometry, only to find out that those soccer ball shapes that I saw were actually dodecahedrons. And when it comes to sacred geometry, the dodecahedron is actually symbolic for the universe, or a universe, should I say. And so ultimately I was standing before. So when it comes to sacred geometry, the dodecahedron is symbolic for universe, not the universe, but a universe. And that ultimately I was standing before a multiverse in which I existed, my existence, when I asked to know myself, when I asked for myself to be revealed to me, when I used my will to exert myself in that lucid dream and was pulled within myself, I realized that I was being shown that I am not only do I exist in this universe, but my existence spans across a multiverse. And so when it comes to knowing thyself, there is no one answer. There is no, the only one answer there is that you are infinite.